Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Xillia, Blind, with your host Dameol, SC. I don't think the SC is there, I still say it because I get confused.
Watch your backs, everyone. Don't get complacent.
You may have noticed I did turn up the voice volume a little bit because there's a lot of talking that goes on in the actual battles. And with all of the loudness of the music and everything, they was like, can you just please turn the voices up some? And I did.
Jude has grown into such a prudent young man.
It's almost too loud for me, though.
Really? Seems like he's been freakishly level-headed since the day he was born.
I wouldn't say that.
I kind of would.
Mila?
I'm just remembering the first time we met.
That was still fairly level. I mean, granted, he had to deal with hormones and emotions. He didn't know what those were.
And how you panicked when I trapped you in one of Undine's bubbles.
Well, who wouldn't?
Oh, I haven't heard this story. Well, come on. Anyone would freak out if they were suddenly attacked by one of the great spirits.
He does have a point.
He certainly does. I would definitely agree with that statement.
I know I'd have been terrified.
What? So I'm some sort of monster now?
Well, you are unleashing the four on just innocent passers-by.
Hey, it's okay.
I'm kinda.
Meeting you taught me how to cope with difficult situations.
So I helped you to grow? Well, I'm glad I could be of service.
Jude sure has gotten good at dealing with Mila.
Well, I mean, everything he's been doing has got to be good for something, right?
If growing up has taught him anything, it's that.
And yeah, by the way, oh my gosh, dang it, I have things I want to talk about. I don't remember where they are now. Last episode, oh my gosh, I'm still kind of reeling from it. The big thing that kind of confused me the most about last episode, I'm sure this will be answered, but what is Muse? I mean, I get that Muse was someone that Maxwell created, and someone that, like, Muse only listened to Maxwell. It's funny, Muse is what I kind of thought a spirit was supposed to be, because I haven't run into a whole lot of them in this game, now that I know that Mila isn't really a spirit, and never was a spirit. But then the four had independent thought, and were able to stand up for what they believed in. But we haven't really gotten to interact with them hardly at all. The closer we come to T-Bone, he's not really a spirit. And then Muse has a random sword in her chest for reasons? That one came out of nowhere. Was there any backstory to that? Do we have any idea what that was? All we really know is that Muse was a conduit of Maxwell's power, and also she went crazy because Maxwell stopped telling her what to do, which... Why did Maxwell stop telling her what to do? Do we have an answer to that either? It's one of those things, don't tell me the reasons if it will be revealed in time, but if I just missed a skit, or if they've actually answered this and I've just forgotten, please let me know, because those are the two things that, as I'm trying to consider last episode, I'm like, there was nothing indicative of that at all. Hello, sir? I can't see. Could you please move, cat? I love how I like pat the cat's butt in order to get a movie. He sort of looks at me. I'm like, this means move. If I could just get my hands on one of those, my world changing vision will be complete. You there? If you can track something down for me, I'll pay you very well for your efforts. How about it? You gonna tell me what it is before I make the decision? The I'm looking for is Navi metal. Without be able to create the greatest invention the world's ever seen. Of course, I can't tell you what it is. I can't risk tipping my hands to my competitors. The hell is a Navi metal? I hate how it gives you the same indication. I'm like, could you please tell me if I already have it or not?
Oh, it is you! I never forget what these feel like!
God damn it, Elise, stop being a freaking pervert. It is amusing to me that by far the most, like, lechy person in the party is the little, 14-year-old girl.
Stop it, Tipo. Let go.
No! It's what you get for making us worry! That's right! I want a hug too!
That's not a hug.
Leave some room for me!
Even you, Leia?
No point trying to fight it.
Fine. I surrender. I'm sorry for what I put you all through.
I also, and I realize that this is something that Evan on Mila's side, but how did she just randomly show up like that? And I'm sure that won't be really explained, other than briefly talked about, because if you're telling Mila's story, I would find out.
That includes you, Alvin.
That's really not necessary.
No need to be coy, or Mila won't let you into the group hug.
I think Alvin still feels really, really, really shitty, which, I mean, he should, but...
What, you plan on joining in too?
I don't mind.
Very well, then.
And I'm out.
Okay, they didn't actually have... Because it's like, Rowan doesn't really seem the type.
Is it really you?
Do I look like someone else?
No. You're Mila, all right.
I do absolutely believe this is Mila, I will say that much.
And yourself? You seem different from last I saw you.
Well, before he was doing whatever you were doing so he could stay with you. And now he's actually bought into your idea. And he's doing the goal for the goal's end and is accompanying you.
Really?
A little bit. Looks like you grew up without me.
That is more true than you could know.
Could be. It doesn't change who I am, though. It's good to see you again.
Same to you.
Okay. Third floor. Let's see what's up here. Hello, neighbors? I'm walking to your house without knocking. Oh, if that's okay. Like, seriously, is this okay? People in this world are so calm. Some freakishly, like, a whole bunch of kids in weird clothing they've never seen before just walks into their house and they're like, oh, who might you be? There's something I can help you with? I'll never give up. The Otherworld reactor plan is absolutely essential for Olympius. Yeah, that's still the thing that kind of bothers me the most, is because we're trying to take down the schism, and we are trying to, you know, save Olympius, despite fully well knowing that Olympius absolutely intends to burn Reize Maxia to the ground. You know, they plan, I mean, not literally, but they plan on destroying everything and everyone that lives there. And what is our plan to stop them? Just beat up everyone that's bad on this side? I mean, what? It would be one thing if their plan the whole time had been to say, hey, can we go to Olympius and try and get them to, you know, try and help their society and, you know, when it's safe, reopen, you know, take down the schism. That'd be an absolutely fine plan. But their plan is to take down the schism and then deal with the invading army. What? How about you invade with the dealing army and then you take down your defense? I guess the big thing that bothers me, I mean, bother is a strong word. I'm not really bothered by it. But the one thing that, because there was a lot of people after last episode that very much disagreed with my take on that Maxwell is actually more or less correct in this. And one of the big things that they said, and one of the big things that the point that they made in order to defend their Maxwell's not a good person theory, I guess you could say. I mean, I admit Maxwell is a bit of an asshole, but he's kind of the leader of the whole world. You know, if you have, you know, a body double that, you know, acts as bait for a world leader, no one bats an eye. But when it's actually a deity that is the, you know, guardian of the entire planet, the only real difference, the only thing I think that Maxwell did that was finger quotes wrong, and not even finger quotes, I mean, the only thing, it was a douchey move not even to let Mila know she was a decoy, because, you know, normally the decoys are aware that that's what they're doing, and Mila had no idea. But that's a very minor thing in the grand scheme of things. And so, when people, whenever I'm seeing comments and people are really, really against Maxwell, I'm like, overall, Maxwell took a non-interventionist strategy. I mean, he basically said, you guys are destroying my people, but instead of using my great power to try and, you know, spark a war and fight you and try and change you, I'm just going to take my spirits away. And you can lie in the bed and I'm kind of more or less okay with that. The thing that makes it interesting, the thing that this game does really well, is the fact that the people who made that decision are long dead. And how can you hold the current generation responsible for it? So, and that is a valid question, but I feel like it's very plucky and very kind of short-sighted to be like, let's take down the schism and then deal with the fact that there's a massive plan that wants to destroy the whole world. I mean, it's like, you should deal with the plan first, which I think is what's going to end up happening. I think coming into this world is going to cause us to deal with the more militant, crazy people, or maybe even save this world from Gaius, because he's definitely coming over here to just, like, put them all to the sword. Anyway, I'm speculating instead of playing. I'm sorry.
Hey, you're using a Spyrix too.
You mean this?
Me and my grandma use them too.
Really?
My granddaughter and I both have a cardiovascular disease, and we've had medical Spyrixes implanted to help with them.
Yeah, and again, that's the big difference. What is the difference between a Spyrix and an Asperix? There may actually be not one.
I bet it hurt really bad when you put it on, huh?
Yes, it did.
But you just have to bear the pain. 'Cause without Spyrix, we wouldn't be able to live normal lives.
Wow. This little girl is a spokesperson for the Spyrix Corporation.
I see.
You're so brave for being so young. Yeah, totally. My grandma always says that.
Well, your grandma's smart.
Thanks to the advance in medical Spyrix technology, we've been able to overcome our illnesses. We'll never forget what Dr. Mathis did for us. May his soul rest in peace.
Now, what the hell does that mean? That's very obviously massively important. How did Dr. Mathis get to this side? Or is it actually saying that Reize Maxia is a parallel world instead of a segmented world?
Mathis?
That's the same as your last name, Jude.
Yes, it is!
Dr. Mathis is the one who created my Spyrix. But he died in a boat accident a long time ago.
Interesting. Or, more correctly, he got pulled into Reize Maxia in a boat accident 10 years ago. Which means this whole time, Jude has actually been half Olympian.
This whole time, I only saw Spyrix as harmful.
Well, they are harmful. I feel like what happened is that Dr. Mathis perfected a way to use the fragments of dead spirits in order to power the Spyrix instead of sacrificing live spirits to them.
I never considered it could actually help people.
That is one thing I've got to say. I just thought about it. In our last scene with Dr. Mathis, he got a carrier pigeon and had to leave. And at the time, I speculated that he'd been contacted by the Chimeriad, but we've not seen anything happen with that ever since. So there's obviously something that occurred. Mysterious jewel. It's a jewel that's full of mystery. Woo! Sorry. I'm being stupid, but it amuses me, so what can I do? An official Department of Otherworldly Affairs lives here. We were coming here to protest against the Otherworld reactor plan. They always make a big deal about protecting human rights, but what are human rights people who live here and can't stand all those noisy protests make? Aha, I'm glad I came over here. Why are we all crossing our
Did you hear
arms?
they're planning to raise the Spyrix tax again?
Interesting, there's a Spyrix tax? Like, something you need to keep... I guess that's this world game's equivalent to, like, costly meds.
It's all because of that Otherworld reactor plan thing, right? Honestly, what is the government doing? I'm sure everything will turn out fine on Reize whatever without our help.
So you think we should just leave them be?
Yeah?
Hey, nobody said that. We should pay their people fair compensation and promise to help them with their development.
Pay them with what, though? Our tax money? It's not like we're any better off.
Well, you'd hope the government thinks of something instead of digging into our pockets.
Yeah, but that's all the government really knows how to do.
Either way, someone's got to figure out this energy crisis, or we'll all be gone in a few years.
Ugh, I can't even worry that far ahead. I've got my hands full just worrying about today.
Kinda sounds like modern day America. With a whole bunch of stuff is going on, but no one can deal with it because we're all just living paycheck to paycheck.
I guess you can't make everyone happy.
Must be nice to be so self-absorbed.
That's just how people are.
I love how we're talking about them plainly within earshot, none of them react.
I'd be much more scared of a society where people were afraid to speak their minds. Yeah, that's true.
Makes you kind of wonder how much of Gaius's kingdom actually respected him, and how much of it was just like I know the like North Koreans, they're forced to basically worship the Kim Jong-un.
This city is made of stone and metal.
But how many of them really do?
City of Triglyph. Welcome, visitors from Reize Maxia.
This lamp is casting light without channeling spirits.
Perhaps that cable is somehow conveying luminescent energy to that lamp.
How could they have possibly built a city this size without using spirit arts?
It's almost frightening.
Everyone here seems to be just like us.
Except for the part where none of them can channel spirits.
It's a whole different world, but the people are just like us.
Very
It
similar.
looks to be that way.
Yeah, and it is amusing to see that they come here and they are just completely confused by the idea of living without spirit. They've never even considered it. What would life be like? They can't picture it.
I can't stand to hear Balin prattle on like that.
Like, whoa, we haven't talked to him in forever.
Really? I find him quite interesting.
He's been that way since he was a kid. That's how I knew it was him right away.
He's strange, but he's really nice.
Unlike you, Alvin. Actually, no, Alvin is nice, but his smile hides daggers.
I know. Unlike me.
Nobody's saying that.
But watch yourself around him. He has quite a mean streak.
Now that's like Alvin.
Do something embarrassing and he won't ever forget it. He'll torment you with it till your dying day.
Like what?
If he told you half the dirt he had on me, I'd never be able to show my face around you again.
Well, then he obviously doesn't prattle on about it endlessly.
Just thinking about it makes my skin crawl.
You guys seem really close.
Well, I guess we were friends before he got all cynical.
Oh,
What's that? You jealous?
absolutely not. You don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about. Don't tell me I don't. Got reports of large-scale geological upheaval on the Russell High Road. My colleagues went to investigate, but he hasn't come back yet. Or he's dead. He's dead. Okay, those really hurt to put on. Why would you just get them? Nowadays, grains and vegetables produced in Spires-powered factories. Our plant field to see the way people used to. You know what we're going to yield to make it worth the trouble. After working as chef for over 60 years, I finally retired off my restaurant to my son. So a month now, I still find myself thinking about food all the time. Sharing exciting rumors about a new dish called a croquette parfait. Croquette parfait, got it. So why do you have a different color? Apparently giant monsters started appearing on Russell Road and tore beyond high roads. It says they're mutations caused by humanity destroying the national environment. Do you think that's true? That probably is actually an indication that he was originally talking about the legacy weapons. Forgot their name for a second. Devil's Arms, that's what it is. The Devil's Arms. I love this called like jaunty upbeat thing going on.
This city sure is strange.
Sure is.
Yeah, I feel like there's something missing.
There's no nature.
Indeed. I haven't spied a single blade of grass, let alone a tree.
Is it because they're using Spyrix?
Or because the lack of channeling spirits makes them less attuned to nature.
More likely because there aren't any spirits.
Okay, I was right.
Exactly. As the spirits became scarce, all signs of nature withered with them. Olympias is in its death throes.
So this world needs spirits.
What was that?
But again, this world has to stop trying to kill them. This game is very environmental when you really get down to it.
What does that poster say?
Support the Otherworld reactor plan. They were probably put out by a union of Spyrix-using merchants.
It sounds like they're really dependent on Spyrex.
They are. We need Dr. Mathis to come over here and teach them how to work without it. Or to, you know, use Asperix.
You look like a deep-pocketed lot. Help us pull the plug on the reactor plan.
I'm deep pocketed now? Actually, I
Tell me,
probably am.
old-timer, why do you need donations to stop the plan?
Filing official protests with the government isn't free, you know.
Why not?
Phew! Did you take a bath in booze today?
What's the deal with this doll?
Count me in. I want to stop the Otherworld reactor plan.
Do we?
Jude, wait.
We don't have tons of money here.
Thank you, lad. Thank you.
I wonder how Gaius intends to stop the plan.
With his new shiny sword and lots of beheading.
With Muse's power at his disposal, they could show up on this side at any moment.
That's true.
No point moping around on an empty stomach. Balin should have that food ready by now.
Okay, I just had to find the... I had to let Jude give all his money away to the Otherworld reactor plan. Oh, hey.
From the nature to the culture, everything on Olympia seems so different.
With a lack of nature.
This is your homeland, right, Alvin?
Yep. The source of the Spyrex you hate so much.
Well, again, if we could just replace it with Asperus, we'd be fine.
You don't sound too happy about it. Didn't you want to return here more than anything?
Well, I thought I did. I wonder why I wanted to return to this doomed world.
And you left your mommy behind.
It is true that its spirits have withered and its plants and animals are disappearing. But Olympias isn't over yet.
The people here brought this upon themselves by using Spyrex. You aren't even the real Maxwell. Do you really intend to save humans like that?
She's the real Mila, though.
Yes, this is a human problem. And as you know, I'm quite fond of humans. Whether I'm Maxwell or not is beside the point.
I see. Glad to hear it.
Item shop, accessory shop. Where I buy for food.
The letters in the Olympian alphabet seem quite similar to the ones we
Well,
use
yeah, they
in
were in the
Reize
same world, weren't
Maxia.
they?
They're fundamentally the same. Get used to the cosmetic differences and you'll be reading fluent Olympian.
Now, here's where it really gets to be a little bit difficult to believe. I still have my rank that I got in the other planet. Alright, we got elixirs. That's good. Alright, accessory shop. Want some crystals for some reason. And you want animal skulls. Don't have a lot for you. Okay, so we need one of those for her, one of those for him, one of those for her, two of those, two of those. What's absolute? Nothing I want. We'll take that though. Let's see, you have another one of the... That's weird. From far away it has a slightly different color, it looks like. That's enough selfishness from you, young lady. We can barely even afford food and rent the way prices and taxes are rising these days. So I wonder, what happens if I try and keep going this way? Will they stop me? I bet they will. No! That's surprising. Wait, is this where I came from? Never mind, that's where I came from. That's why they didn't stop me. That's where I'm supposed to go. They'll stop me if I try and go this way. Yep. And same thing if I go over here. Noble argument. But I'd be more convincing if it works with someone who can't survive without a Spyrex air conditioner all the time. No, you can't go this way. Interesting. Which probably means you're an inn. And if you're an inn, that also probably means I can buy... I'm just looking for... God, I have too much stuff. Croquette parfait. There's really no reason to get a massive one for him. Limited edition whiskey, Ex Machina, is what whiskey drinkers know as silent spirit, but really it's a lack of flavor precisely what makes it so distinctive. Okay, I'm not talking to every single person. Holy crap. What's up with you guys that have different colors? Storm's not a natural phenomenon. Seems like connected to the temporal abnormalities that have been observed recently. That reminds me. What happened to Zinthra? Weren't there reports of solar space abnormality when that ship disappeared? So I guess that one, especially the one that doesn't disappear, are plot related. No point waiting for a ship. Season turmoil. All departures have been canceled until further notice. So the whole Reize something must be on the other side of the ocean. It's interesting they've actually released that it's another planet full of people. Oh hi. You idiot! We're not pulling anything like this ever again. Come on, but there's no reason to get so upset. Sorry I made a deal that's been dipping in a lot of profit. It's not a matter of profit, it's a matter of responsibility. Well, I take full responsibility. If you don't like them, you can go ahead and fire me. That's not taking responsibility, that's just hubris. Did you ever stop and think about how your decision affected the other employees? Oh, I thought the merger was the other guy, wow. Maybe a small company, but I concern my employees and their families with every decision I make. Follow my instructions because they trust me, and I'm aware of my responsibility towards them. If I allow you to do whatever you want, and it would destroy that trust. Sorry, I don't really get it. Yeah, you'll understand someday. There'll come when you have to make a decision while bearing this burden of true responsibility. I don't get what they're talking about. Old people always get so angry with younger people. Are they jealous of their youth? I can appreciate what the merchant is saying. Making decisions with the full weight of responsibility behind them is extraordinarily difficult to do. That's just what you did on the battlefield, isn't it? Indeed. When people's very lives are at stake. I can't even imagine how hard that must have been. And of course, with more than my share of doubt and regret. The most important thing, Jude, is to face your challenges head on. Well, that's nice. That's not really a quest. That's just an awesome scene. And I like awesome scenes. 20 years ago, a giant ship named the Zinthra departed from this port with hundreds of passengers on board. It's never seen again. So the husband were on it, leaving for their honeymoon. Is this Doctor Mathis? See, I think I said 10 years ago earlier, but no, it was 20. I forgot about that. Or, more correctly, I misremembered it, which is slightly different. With all the talk about military action and energy crisis flying around lately, society's been falling apart. Around here, normal people don't carry Spyrex. Weapons are known as shadows. There's a group of hooligans calling themselves shadow stalkers who stalk and rob them. Response I was sent for a Delta Fist Force to stalk the stalkers. Will you help us? Track the stalker back to their hideout. It's on top of Torbil and High Road, near Triglyph. That's a very, very in-depth explanation for, hey, there's a bunch of assholes that are preying on people that don't carry weapons. Go stop them. Okay. Because I definitely carry weapons. Yes, sirree, Bob.
Heading out?
I'm off to Helioborg. I hear the results of some new Spyrex research just came in.
That's probably a bad place to be then.
Oh, right. You did say you were an engineer. Well, hey, Balin buddy. Where's our chow?
I still love Tipo so much.
I put together a real nice spread back in my apartment. Feel free to dig in.
Thank you so much.
If you don't mind me asking, where exactly did you find us?
That is the very relevant question I've been wondering for a while now.
Out past Helioborg, where I'm heading now. You were sprawled at the foot of the hill on the other side of the complex. Thank you. No problem. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.
I love how, like, Elise is the only polite one, then she feels embarrassed because she's polite. Okay, let's go chow down.
Alvin, was Pressa her real name?
No. It was her alias as an Azul spy.
You and Pressa were friends, right?
A little more than that, Elise.
When she fell, why didn't you call her by her real name?
'Cause I forgot it. I can't be expected to remember every little thing.
Oh, damn, harsh.
That's horrible.
Well, I don't know. If you've known someone as Pressa for years, you may not remember their original name.
You really are a jerk.
I guess it depends on when they were an item. Whenever they were dating, did he call her Pressa or did he call her by her real name?
Why lie about forgetting her name?
When Pressa was a kid, she was abandoned by her family.
Oh, never mind. He was lying the whole time.
So she always hated the name they gave her.
So that's why you...
That's why nothing. When I couldn't grab her hand, I was everything they said and a whole lot worse.
Poor Alvin. Alvin is not as ruthless as he acts like. I almost feel like he hides behind his reputation at times. Oh, yeah, I should probably give that parfait to that one guy.
So, what's everyone's plans from here on out?
Stop the Otherworld reactor plan, and then bring down the schism.
If we head to that spot Balin mentioned, we might be able to get back to Reize Maxia.
I don't know if we want to right now.
Oh, I see. That's why you asked.
Although, I'm not planning to leave until I find a way to help both Reize Maxia and Olympius.
Reize Maxia doesn't really need the help, other than for Olympius to stop trying to kill it.
Is there any way we can help?
Of course. I doubt I could figure things out alone.
I mean, the most logical course of action, I'm not sure they would let me do this, is just to go back, go to my hometown, talk to my dad, offer to bring him back over here, and then let him teach the, like, Asperix, because Asperix's technology to these people.
Just having you here would be a huge morale boost.
We mustn't underestimate the circumstance, though. We must contend with Spyrex devices, the Otherworld reactor plan, and even Gaius.
That's why you want us all to decide for ourselves.
Indeed. No one comes along that doesn't want to.
Try to head back home or figure things out here, huh? Wow, that's tough.
I realized something once we landed on this side.
I learned something today.
We can't eliminate Spyrex from Olympius, but we still need to get rid of the schism. It's a real conundrum. I want to figure out what I can do about this.
Well, you know I won't agree to anything that hurts my own people.
But we need to find something to help the spirits as well.
Yeah, you need a way to save Olympius without open season on spirits again.
I have something to say.
She's got something to say.
If we can't eliminate Spyrex, then I will take the extra effort to watch over and protect the birth of new spirits, so their numbers stay intact.
Well, but that still leaves other spirits just being killed for the sake of Spyrex.
But that means...
Spirits are another part of nature's cycle, just like humans. I will find a way to support them both.
Yeah, but not really. Nature will consume what it needs to survive. Spirits consumes what it needs to be comfortable, and there's a massive difference.
You sure about this?
I've thought long and hard about this. Jude, if you're convinced that we can't get rid of Spyrex, then I won't argue.
I am not convinced of that.
But we can't waste time debating this. We need to head to Helioborg.
She's got a point. Any place working on Spyrex research is probably involved in the Otherworld reactor plan.
Can I get answers from everybody by the time we get there?
Okay.
Is my role to offer support, or is it to lead?
Both. I would actually say support. Oh, I guess I don't have to answer.
What should I have done?
Nothing.
Leia's been really sad recently.
She's really taking Agria to heart. I don't know why.
Is it about Agria?
She slapped Leia's hand away even though Leia was trying to save her.
Why'd she have to be so cruel?
A little cruelty won't kill Leia.
It did kill Agria.
She must have struck some sort of nerve in Agria. Some part of herself that she just couldn't let go.
Why are you taking Agria's side?
I'm not taking her side. I just understand her is all.
I do think Alvin had some jealousy towards Jude that was similar to Agria and Leia, although Alvin, it didn't consume Alvin.
I know what it's like to get trapped in a prison of one's own design.
So what could we have done?
If I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't have attacked you the way I did.
Well, it's interesting. Alvin was also trying to basically commit suicide by... He felt like he had no choice but to go into a fight he didn't want to win. And he even... I think he even wanted Jude and Leia to kill him.
But I do know one thing. Leia didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Alright. So with that, I'll go ahead and go save. Next time, we will head to Helioborg, and we will see about doing some stuff. We'll see what we get there. I do wish I had a better plan than, oh, well, we'll just let the humans keep consuming the spirits, because that makes sense. I'm like, you need to actually solve the problem, in my opinion. I could be wrong. It's happened in the past. See you then, guys.